The Oklahoma Sooners and the Nebraska Cornhuskers, they got some huge news on Friday night centered around a four-star offensive lineman out of Logan, Iowa. For those of you who commonly watch the channel, you might know exactly who I'm talking about. But here's the deal. If it's your first time jumping in, make sure you do what we call the house cleaning. Hit that like, hit that subscribe button, and jump in the comments below and give me y'all's thoughts. Because, listen, my thoughts are great, but I like to hear from you guys too, and I like to hear what the world is thinking. So, excuse me if you guys hear me cough a little bit. I have a respiratory infection. Don't know how that happened. But earlier tonight, while I was playing some Call of Duty, I noticed Greg Smith, never heard of this dude, tweeted out today, Rivals 100 four-star offensive tackle Grant Brix will visit Nebraska on Saturday. You want to know who Nebraska plays? Nebraska plays Purdue. And the question is, can Nebraska get another win? Because they didn't look too good at the beginning of the year. They've kind of started to put it together a little bit, getting 4 wins. They're on a 2-game win streak, and Purdue might be a way they could pick it back up. That game's at 2:30. Grant Brix will be there, and it seems like this is going to be the end game for Oklahoma and Nebraska when it comes to this recruitment of Grant Brix. Because it looks like the Nebraska Cornhuskers are going to get a chance to get Grant Brix to shut it down, and maybe they can close. This comes just after a couple days ago where you saw the Nebraska Cornhuskers park a semi-trailer, their equipment semi-trailer, outside of Grant Brix's high school. That's how coveted this kid is amongst the college football space. Now, obviously, I'm not talking about K-State. K-State is still in this one technically as well, but a lot of people believe this is going to be a Nebraska or Oklahoma win. Now, he's been to Nebraska 6 times. It's important to note Nebraska is only like an hour or 2 away from where he currently lives. Oklahoma, it's a smidge bit farther than that, only by like 4 or 5 hours, maybe even 6. But you look at what the Oklahoma Sooners can provide to Grant Brix. Offensive line-wise, Bill Bedenbaugh is one of the best developers in the country. And I feel like Grant Brix would know this. I feel like he's watched enough football to know, hey, Bill Bedenbaugh is the guy that can get me to the NFL making Creed Humphrey or Orlando Brown type of money. But at the same time, it might be important to him to stay closer to home where, hey, I can drive an hour, hour and a half back to the house on a weekend, go get a home-cooked meal, and I ain't got to worry about it. So the Oklahoma Sooners and the Nebraska Cornhuskers, this is a big deal. Understanding exactly what is going on in this recruitment, this is one that not only has Oklahoma been waiting a while for the decision to finally come down, but the Nebraska Cornhuskers, they need this win on the recruiting trail to really continue to create some momentum in this class and Matt Rule's first season at Nebraska. So why are we so excited about Grant Brix? Why should a Nebraska fan be excited? Why should an Oklahoma fan be excited? Well, I got the film pulled up here. And let's get my ugly face off here. Y'all don't want to see my ugly face. Here's the deal. Grant Brix, when you watch him, he blocks the entire play. He doesn't give up on the block. And he just absolutely straight pancakes dudes. Now, one thing you're not going to see in his highlight reel here that if you guys go look up on YouTube, you guys will actually see Grant Brix helps get his band together, or band director, or whatever it is, the guy that stands up there with the stick, waves it in the air, and somehow the band knows what to do. Yeah, he does that too. So in a small town Iowa school, Grant Brix is a top 100 player in the country. He's a band director or choreographer or something at his school. Grant Brix is just this dude, right? At 6'5.5", 280 pounds. This is a guy that he probably can come into a Power 5 system and probably make an impact right away. I'm not going to say he can start, but he could play some significant minutes for you. And he's probably going to be able to, how should I put this? I guess we're just going to say make an impact. So Grant Brix, sounds like this one's going to come down between Oklahoma and Nebraska. Taking a visit to Nebraska on Saturday. We'll find out if Oklahoma's going to get another shot at this, or hey, is this really the end game? Is he really about to make his decision? Who knows? Maybe this kid just decides one day he wants to be committed, and we wake up 3 weeks later and we find out this kid's been committed to a school for the past month. Could happen. Could happen. Now, I want to talk about my Oklahoma Sooners for a second. I'm recording this on a Friday night. When you guys are watching this, Saturday morning, we're going to be playing the Kansas Jayhawks. And I know there's some questions about Eddie Pierre-Louis. Where's Oklahoma going to go in that recruitment? Because it sounds like UCF is going to win this recruitment. No, sir. I would not be taking that to the bank yet. Oklahoma's got momentum in this race still. Now, is it starting to sway in the UCF direction? 100%. But there's a lot of conflicting information out there. Some people are being told UCF's got this in the bag. But then you talk to some people on the UCF side, and they'll tell you, oh, no, he's silented to Oklahoma already. So both schools, both sides are getting conflicting information here. And the Eddie Pierre-Louis drama, I feel like it's going to continue to drag out. He's supposed to be on campus for the West Virginia game for Oklahoma. And with him being on campus at UCF this weekend, you would imagine Oklahoma might be behind the 8 ball by the time he could get into Norman when West Virginia shows up. And that's if that game's not an 11 a.m. game. If it's an 11 a.m. kick, it's going to be hard to get a guy like that up here. So, guys, I want to hear from you, and I want to hear what y'all's thoughts are. Offensive line recruiting, obviously, with Bill Bedenbaugh, you don't get the flashy players, but they find talent. Grant Brix is it. It sounds like we're in the end game, and this is huge news for both the Sooners and the Cornhuskers.